Hi, I'm Nathan. I go by Peteparker, and every week I do comic book reviews because that's the rule at my house. If I want to keep buying comic books, I have to actually review them online. So this review is going to be for Amazing Spider-Man number 660. This is written by Dan Slott, and the art's done by Mike McComb, Stefano Caselli, Marte Gracia, and VC's Joe Caramagna. And look at this beautiful cover by Stefano Caselli and Lorenzo De Filippi. It's really cool. The art, I like the covers a lot more. Not a lot more. More than I like the actual inside art, which is interesting. This book is so confusing. Not like story-wise, but I can't decide whether or not I like it or not. Like, one week I like it, next week I don't like it, the next week I do like it, the next week it's not very good. I know that's not very confusing, that's just back and forth. But I'm basically saying that it changes so much that it's hard to decide what I want to do with the series. So, the story in this one, in case you didn't read the last one, or the one before, the Fantastic Four with Spider-Man are investigating some anomalies. They found the triangulation of these three anomalies, and they went to the source, and there happened to be zombie pirates there, who believe the Thing to be the Blackbeard that he was back in Fantastic Four number 8 or something like that, maybe 5. And then the Sinister Six show up out of nowhere and start attacking. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that means either. So the zombie robot pirates turn out to be robots, as I just said, and a lot of the Sinister Six turn out to be robots too. You're reading along. I don't like the Sinister Six. They're in here. I found them to be boring. Or I don't like them as bad guys. And crazy stuff is happening, and they find out that they're robots. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. It's just Mysterio by himself. That's way cooler than the entire Sinister Six. But then you find out the actual rest of the Sinister Six is still involved in this. They're just using the Chameleon and Mysterio to bait the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man while they break into the Baxter Building to get something that Reed invented that I guess Otto Octavius needs. So that's basically the end of that story. They beat the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, beat the robots, and they leave, and they're heading back. And Spidey saves the day, and he's disappointed in himself because the Sinister Six got away, but the Fantastic Four are happy that he did such a good job, and he's not used to that. That's basically the story. And then you get a small sliver of actual Spider-Man story with Peter Parker coming back and confronting Carly Cooper about why he lied to her about being gone for work. And then she tells him about the tattoo she got, which turns out to be a Spider-Man tattoo. That still seems out of character. For such a fairly conservative police officer, I just don't see her getting a tattoo when she's drunk, even if it is a Spider-Man tattoo. And wouldn't it be weird if that was your alternate identity? I mean, she's all worried that it's weird, and he says that it's the sexiest tattoo he's ever seen. But I don't know. It's like having your girlfriend get a tattoo of your face somewhere on her. Or your name, right? And you're just girlfriend or boyfriend, and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. I don't know. He seems to really dig it. But the only cool part about this entire story is that while they're trying to fix this portal or whatever that's breaking, some of their alternate universe selves kind of merge over to who they are. So they all trade powers for a little while. Sue gets flame powers, and they all switch powers in the Fantastic Four. Spider-Man looks like Spider-Woman for half a second. For half a second he looks like Kane. Dragon Man becomes an actual dragon. You know, that's cool and interesting, but really that's like 4 or 5 panels in the entire thing. Oh, the Future Foundation kids, they all get mixed up. All their powers get mixed up and stuff. That's probably the only cool thing in this whole story arc, even, I would say. Which is so difficult, right? Because this is Amazing Spider-Man, right? So we're supposed to be really invested in Spider-Man, who he is and what he's doing. But all we're getting is like this throwing tons of other crap onto the pile to where we can barely see Spider-Man in there at all. I'm sure there's a point. I'm sure they're going to get there somewhere, but this issue is like totally inconsequential. If you didn't like the last one, you probably shouldn't buy this one either, and just know that it's going to work out and buy the next one, you'll be okay. I don't know. Then you got 2 backup stories. I didn't cover the backup stories the last time I covered Amazing Spider-Man because I don't like these backup stories at all. The last one featured, it's like infested, it's like a Fear Itself tie-in kind of thing, I think. I don't know, with the Jackal, and he's testing these bugs who are appearing to give people Spider-Man powers. I don't like the Jackal at all. I think he's boring and he was better when he was dead. And then you got the Amazing Spider-Man Ghost Rider backup, which I've actually been reading, but I do not like it at all. It's just such a weird thing to have Ghost Rider and Spider-Man together. They're not like the same, I don't know. They just don't mesh very well. They don't have the same mindset. They don't fight the same types of people. It's really weird. Like if they were both on the same team and it was a big team and lots of stuff was going on, they have different reasons for having both those characters on the same team, sure. But just those 2 characters together, I think I'd pass. It feels like there's a Ghost Rider film coming up, and they want to closely tie Spider-Man to Ghost Rider to boost Ghost Rider's sales so that it's good for the movie coming up. But it's not very good. It's really boring. I keep saying boring. I guess there's plenty of action, and if you love Ghost Rider, maybe you'd like it. But I don't like Ghost Rider. I definitely don't like Ghost Rider and Spider-Man together. And then, just for the giggles of it, here's the splash of the cover for the next one with Spider-Man teaching the Avengers Academy. Yay. I know a lot of people are reading Avengers Academy and they like it completely, but I tried it at the beginning. I pop in once in a while to try to like these characters, but I just don't. They're just like, I don't know what it is. It's so hard to introduce new characters and have them stick. I don't know. I don't like any of them, so this isn't boding well for the Amazing Spider-Man series. But these covers are so awesome. And alternate universe stuff is thrown in there. So what am I going to do? I guess I'm going to keep looking at it. Last time I said that I would be looking at these before I bought them because I bought the last one without really looking at the inside. This time I did look at the inside. I didn't mind the art so much, and then I saw some alternate universe stuff and I was like, okay, I'll try it again. Because I want to like this book. I liked this book like 3 issues ago. I loved this book 3 issues ago. I want to love it again. But it's definitely not doing it. And I don't know if they're going to get back to it. So, there you go. What should I give this? Oh, it's so confusing. Let's say a 3 out of 5. Alright? Because I'm sure it's good to somebody, but I really don't like it. There's aspects of it that are really cool, and I have such high hopes that it's going to get better. Just leave out all the stuff, the 2 other stories in the back, and focus on the Spider-Man aspect of the story. I don't care if he doesn't interact with his other teams in this book. It doesn't matter. He's Spider-Man. Let him do the Spider-Man stuff. The Fear Itself Spider-Man tie-in is more of a Spider-Man book than this is. It's crazy. Anyway, no one's going to listen to me anyway. That's Amazing Spider-Man number 660. You can check out my other reviews on YouTube as Spidey207, ironically I know, and Peteparker on Marvel and DC Database, ifanboy.com, and sometimes comicfind.com. Alright, thanks for checking it out. We'll talk to you later.